A cool little retro Easter egg you can find is in Markov. Head over to Endon's house and open the door. Then in the bedroom on the bottom shelf you can see this. Now it should go without saying, but this is a clear reference to Pac-Man. The garlic is the little spots they eat and the glow dust on the end is the power pellets. I love small little Easter eggs like this. Thank you for watching. If you've played Skyrim, you've likely taken a fair share of journeys on the carriage. But have you ever actually wondered why the prices are how they are? All the way back on PS3, I originally thought it was due to the distance you're taking on the carriage ride. But as you can see here, a journey to Solitude from both Whiterun and Riften both cost 20 despite it being twice as far when you take it from Riften. But in actuality, the prices are actually calculated depending on two things. If the town has a stables to keep the horses, and how dangerous the roads around the town are. So Solitude only costing 20 does make complete sense. It's got plenty of stables and food for horses, and a lot of soldiers in the area which keep the roads safe. Whereas towns like Winterhold are the most expensive for obvious reasons. There isn't any stables here to keep the horses in, and it is in the middle of one of the most treacherous, most cold areas in all of Skyrim. A detail I really like can be found in the very far southeast side of the map. It's where you could find this unmarked burning house. Inside of the house you can find candles arranged in sort of like a summoning circle formation, and this charred corpse with a scroll of flame atronach on it. Evidently the summoning went incredibly wrong. This made me completely rethink what I thought about spells in Skyrim because I assumed scrolls were sort of, you know, like cheat sheets, sort of like easier spells to cast for people who don't actually know the proper spell. But evidently you do need some skill to correctly cast these. Did you know what happens when characters die in Skyrim? I'm not talking specifically about Sovngarde. In the city of Whiterun, for example, when NPCs die here, did you know the bodies don't just disappear and are actually all transported to the Hall of the Dead? After a few in-game days after people die, you can actually fully explore the Hall of the Dead and find many coffins and urns with the different NPCs inside. This will also include spouses and any followers who die. It's a really cool detail which I think makes the world feel more alive. If you're lucky on Skyrim, then between the hours of 10 PM and 4 AM, you might catch a glimpse of a spirit headless horseman riding around the fields near Whiterun. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue around who this character actually is. While he doesn't actually have any dialogue in-game, people typically theorize that he's the ghost of Ragnar the Red.
And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
This is by far one of my favorite Easter eggs in the game. I remember as a kid on the PS3, I saw him really far in the distance and I didn't fully believe what I saw at first, so I spent like 9 straight hours just running around trying to spot him again. Here is, in my opinion, by far the most hidden secret in Skyrim. Ysolda in Whiterun seems to have a completely cut storyline where she becomes a store merchant. To get this to forcibly trigger, you've got to first kill Bellafor inside of the general goods store. And then if you somehow manage to get Ysolda inside the shop by talking to her when she's near the door and quickly entering,
Woman can't do if she puts her mind to it. What happened?
she will actually now have a sell option as long as she's inside the general goods store. This is by far one of my favourite hidden things in Skyrim and something I've not seen anyone talk about. I'm curious how this was intended to actually play out. She now even has some of his lines of dialogue.
We Nords are strong. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Did you know you could pickpocket a Briarheart in Skyrim to instantly kill him? Simply sneak up on them and take their heart out of their inventory or, well, chest, I guess? This has got to be one of the coolest ways to use the pickpocketing skill. There's even a huge hole in their chest where the heart originally was. I love all these cool little details you can find around Skyrim. One of the most well-known Easter eggs in Skyrim can be found at the top of High Hrothgar. If you've progressed far enough in the campaign that you've made it to the throat of the world, you can look up and climb even higher than that. If you get to the very, very peak, you will see a pickaxe sticking out of some ore. This is the Notched Pickaxe. This is a clear reference to Minecraft, and its original creator, Notch. It's not any quicker actually obtaining ore than your standard pickaxe, but it does have a unique name and a cool enchantment. Now, the majority of us likely remember the adoring fan from Oblivion, but did you know in Skyrim there's a really odd Easter egg for this character? In the first volume of Cicero's journal from the Dark Brotherhood, you can see an entry where he says he disguised himself as an adoring fan for the Grand Champion, and then he heads and kills that champion in the woods. Of course, this can't be the same Cicero since the games take place like 200, 300 years apart, but imagine, somehow, in some way. Here's a cool thing you can do with the Healing Hand spell. If you head over to the Silverblood Inn in Markarth and buy Koznak a drink, he's the drunk guy at the bar,
Got a little bet.
You know why that is? 'Cause
Got any ale or mead?
you'll be able to recruit him as a follower, and then just hit him with Healing Hands.
Let's go. Hey, my hangover is gone.